right, welcome to lesson 6. Let's get going and start with the learning objectives here. So by the end of today, you should be able to describe how point mutations create variation in viruses. There's no assignment for this lesson, but there is a Google form at the end for you to fill out. So what we learned last time is that the spike proteins on the outside of the virus they are made up of proteins that's a long chain of amino acids. And if we look at the bat version of the coronavirus, a lot of it is very similar to the virus that we have infecting people today, except for these 6 locations here. And at those 6 locations, the amino acid has been changed. And that change means that the shape of the protein changed just enough to allow it to now, instead of infect bats, the spike protein can now infect humans. So the question today is, how would a change like that occur? And the key is, it has to do with mutations. So let's start with this. You might have a sentence like the fat cat and the red rat ran, and each one of those 3-letter words could represents an amino acid, and a mutation is simply any time one of those amino acids changes from one word to another word. So if we change from cat to dog, that's a mutation. Okay? So that's a point mutation, and you could change it one at a time, or in some cases you could replace a couple words, and that's fine. That's a substitution. Another way that you could change a protein is by inserting an amino acid. So instead of changing cat to dog, maybe you add a whole nother word in there. That could also happen. The key thing that I want you to know about mutations is that mutations are random. A virus can't decide to have a mutation that it wants. It cannot decide or it cannot choose what it wants to change. It just happens randomly through mistakes in the copying process. So every time the virus is copied, it's possible that a mistake could be made, and that mistake is a mutation. Most of those mutations are bad because if the amino acid changes to something that changes that then results in a protein that doesn't work anymore, that would be a bad thing for a virus. It would not be able to make more copies of itself if the protein was broken. Sometimes the mutations are good, but they can only be good for the virus or any organism if they do one of 3 things. If that change in amino acid helps the organism avoid death, get energy or nutrients, or in the case of a virus, if it helps it make copies of itself. All right. That's it for today. I want you to go to the Google form now and see if you can answer those and get 100% right. And after that, you're done with week 3. Nice job.